So I believe one of the major ways to have peace is to get in alignment with God, getting into alignment with what He's doing in your life and in this generation. And that simply means heeding the call on your life, saying yes to your purpose. Because when you start saying yes to your purpose, that informs the kind of books you start reading, that informs the kind of conversations you're supposed to have, that informs the kind of friendships and relationships that you need to keep, and it also informs the kind of friendships and relationships that you need to get rid of. When you are in alignment with God, there is peace because you understand everything that is going on in your life, whether bad or good. You have a clear picture of why something bad is happening to you. You start having a clear picture of when to expect good to come your way. So God lays it out for you day by day. He directs your steps as you keep making your plans. He focuses on the steps that you're going to take on a daily basis to make sure that the purpose that He has for your life is actually achieved when you say yes to that purpose. So you get so much peace. You become at peace with so many things that are happening in your life that otherwise you wouldn't have peace with had you not been in alignment with God. So today we're talking about get yourself aligned for peace sake. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified. Guys, welcome! A special welcome to you if you are new to my YouTube channel. I hope you'll find the content on this platform worthy enough for you to subscribe. And if you have already done so, please get your people and their people to subscribe to this channel. Guys, don't forget to click the notification bell because it lets you know every time I upload a new video so that you can come check it out. And the maths is still that simple even in 2022. If you like the video, then like it. If you like it, then give it a thumbs up. And guys, don't forget the conversation can only flow between me and you if you keep those comments coming down below. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate everyone who keeps, giving me feedback about everything that I do. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I truly appreciate you. And guys, don't forget, if you find this video inspirational at the end of it, please share it on your platform so that you can inspire other people who are connected to you but not necessarily connected to me. But at the end of it, if you feel like this message was not useful for you, I tell you, you didn't waste time by listening to it. Somebody connected to you, I am sure, needs the specific message, so please share it on your platform anyway. So guys, the one thing that I realized is that when you are in alignment, then things start making sense. That's why you are able to have peace no matter what the situation is in your life, because you are aligned to what God is doing at any point in time. Even when bad things are happening, you're in a season where nothing is working out, but because you are in alignment with God, when you feel weak, you can go to God and say, today I'm feeling a bit fragile. I don't see what you're doing. I feel like all these things are so overwhelming, and you get comfort of the Holy Spirit, from the Holy Spirit rather, because you have put yourself out there to God. You have, laid out your insecurities and fears to God because you are in alignment. And those moments, sometimes you just make sense of things that are going on. All the attacks, you start recognizing that sometimes the devil attacks even more when you are closer to your dream. So when you are in alignment to God, or with what God is doing in your life and in this generation, when you see attacks from all sides, all angles of your life, then you realize clearly the devil is trying to shift your focus from what you have been doing. So that tells you you need to dig deep, you need to hold tight, because it means you're closer to your dream. It means you're closer to this thing that you have been praying for. I tell you, alignment with God makes sense of your life. I used to think that I'm one of those people who just don't read. I mean, guys, I never used to read anything. I would buy magazines. When I started working and had my own apartment, I thought middle class young women buy magazines and they read magazines. I would buy magazines, 3, 4 of them, and then I'll put them on my coffee table. I would open one page of one magazine and I would put them there. I would have spent money just for my coffee table. Eventually, I decided, you know what? I've been trying this reading thing. I mean, it's newspapers I've been trying to read. I still cannot commit to newspapers. I couldn't commit to magazines. I couldn't commit to novels, romantic novels. I couldn't commit to any kind of reading except, of course, studying where I have to, right? But just general, reading for the sake of learning a lot out of life. I just didn't feel like I was one of those people who had the ability to read until I came in alignment with God and I started recognizing the kind of material that I'm supposed to be reading. I was going with the flow. I was doing what everyone else was doing, and that's why God stopped me, because that was never supposed to be my path. God had something that he intended me to do on earth, and it had nothing to do with me reading magazines. So I'm not saying that reading magazines are wrong. I'm saying for me it was wrong because it was not what I was supposed to do. I mean, people read magazines. If you are in the fashion industry, then you better be reading magazines, right? If you're in the media, then you should be reading magazines. So everything that you do should align to your purpose. And for me, God made sure that I didn't get involved or attached to reading material that did not feed my purpose. So I started learning, when I got in alignment with God, the kind of material that gets me going, the kind of material that keeps my interest. And even today, I still read, because now I understand that there's certain material that I'm supposed to feed on in order to feed the purpose that I've said yes to, right? So it informs the kind of relationships that you keep as well. When you're aligned with God, you start having prayers like, Lord, if there's anybody in my life right now who is not serving what you're doing right now in my life or through my life, then remove those people and replace them with people who will serve what you are trying to do through me in this season. And bit by bit, people fall off. Sometimes you don't even have to fight with people. You don't even have to tell people you want a break. People just remove themselves from you, because somehow supernaturally they see that you are not aligned anymore. God makes those changes in your life, and you become okay when people leave you, because you know that is the prayer that you have been praying for, right? I mean, getting in alignment with God makes sense of everything. I mean, I've been praying for kids, and I remember it was a year ago or 2 years back when I said, now I understand why I couldn't have kids in my early 30s, because of the person that I've become right now, or the person that I'm becoming. Right now, I see that I'm a person who is completely different from who I was back then. Had I maybe had children back then, maybe I wouldn't have developed to become a person that I am. I would have focused my energies on my children, and I wouldn't have gotten that alignment with God. But it was necessary for God to bring me into alignment with what He's trying to do through my life, so that I would be able now to make sense of why I couldn't have kids earlier on in my life, right? So I mean, things that just don't make sense, where people think you should be upset, you should be losing your patience with God. You've got so much patience situations that you cannot even explain yourself, because you know what God is doing. You see the steps, everyday steps that He's making, and you see the progress in your life, and all of that allows you to have peace with your current situation, no matter what it is. You know, a few weeks ago, I spoke about me learning of a kid who was a young girl who was just raped, right? And a week later, when I met up with her dad, you know, I remember when he told me that his child was raped just the previous day. We prayed, me and him, and I remember praying that God would just get her back into the schooling system within a week or so that her year is not disrupted. She's a grade 11 learner. And you know what happened? A week later, when I met up with her father, he told me, you know what, you won't believe. She found a new school. It is a private school. She was previously in a government school, and her dad was like, even her sister, both of them are in the same school. It's a private school. He said to me, you know, I don't even know how we're making it. God is just so faithful. I mean, my child, never would we have thought that we could take our kids to a private school, but because of a bad ordeal, something that the devil meant for her, to destroy her with, God used that thing to actually bless her. Now she is in a better school. Now although she's going through her traumas, but point is, God elevated her in a moment that was supposed to destroy her. So when you are in alignment with God, I tell you, nothing good or bad is just random. You know that this bad thing that is happening right now, it is because this and this is happening in my life, or this is about to happen. So the devil is trying to shift my focus. So therein, when you start having that kind of understanding, then you're able to have peace with what God is doing in your life. So are you in alignment with what God is doing? You know, some of our dreams and goals are completely outside of what God is trying to do through you. But we hold on the way I was holding on to newspapers and magazines, thinking they will make me look good in society. We hold on to things that do not serve the purpose for which God brought us on our lives. And when things don't go according to plan, we blame God. But God is saying, let go of these things. Let go of the so-called life that you think will look good to society. Get in alignment with what God is doing in your life and in this generation. And when you are aligned with God, then therein lies your peace. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified. Guys, don't forget to do the right thing. Subscribe to my channel. And as you can see today, I'm well, I'm good. I hope I didn't get you worried. I'm fine. Guys, thank you so much.